Hi, my name is Daniel, and today this video will be my picks for fan casting an Uncharted movie. Just to be clear, this casting is based on trying to be realistic as possible. It's not just about casting the most well-known people, it's about putting together a cast which would be realistic for any Hollywood studio. My aim for this video is to be well thought out lists that you can get behind. So be sure to comment below and leave your thoughts. First up is the big one, Nathan Drake. Now, before I get some hate out there, I'll explain my choices. I've been a bit of an ageist on this list. Personally, I think Bradley Cooper would be great at this role, but I thought to myself, someone that is 41 years old might not be the best choice, especially if it involves sequels. Can you imagine how old Sully would be, presumably 10 years after the first movie? So, because of this, I had to think of someone in their late 20s to early 30s. This also rules out guys like Chris Pratt, who's 37, plus he's already reportedly turned down the role. In saying that, I've come down to Zac Efron. I know, you're rolling your eyes right now, but hear me out. First of all, he's 29 years of age, which falls in a good age range to continue the franchise if need be. For comparison, Chris Hemsworth was 28 when the first Thor movie was released.
Are you serious, dude? Jason, this is a den of testosterone, man. This is a pregame. This is my apartment.
I would also assume a lot of people are thinking of Efron back in his High School Musical days. However, if you look back into his previous 5 years of work, he started to hone his craft. He's done smaller dramas like Paperboy and shown off his comedic timing with movies like Neighbours.
I mean, we threw great parties here. Pimps and hoes, CEOs and corporate hoes, Boise boys and Idahos.
They're like super sexist. Every party is like themed hoe.
I mean, oh jeez. Oh no. Oh God. Yeah, I see your point.
He has the right type of physique for the part, and I believe with good writing he can sell the one-liners. He's also an actor someone like Hollywood would get behind to help sell the movie.
Damn it. Come on! Going somewhere?
Hey, Eddie!
Did you really think you could escape from what?
Oh, no, just giving the young lady the $10 tour.
Next up, we have Victor Sullivan. To be honest, this one was a little bit of a cheat, because there's a little movie coming up called Sully, directed by Clint Eastwood, starring Tom Hanks. So here are my reasons why. Firstly, this movie cannot sell tickets based on the Uncharted name alone. But with a younger crowd coming to see the movie based on the video game, and Zac Efron as mentioned, Tom Hanks brings a slightly older audience who may also bring in the teenagers. This also seems like the type of movie Tom Hanks can do for this stage of his career. It requires a little bit of action, like we know he can still do based on the Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, as well as the upcoming Inferno. It also lets him take on a mentor role, which we haven't seen much of. The Uncharted games themselves have a fun tone to them with a few serious moments thrown in, which is something that we all know Hanks can pull off.
His entire crew to silence.
Yeah, so this...
You see, Drake discovered something on that voyage, Sully. Something so secret and so valuable, they couldn't risk it getting out.
All right, Nate, just pretend for a minute that I don't really care about any of that stuff and cut to the chase, would you?
Man only interested in the climax. He must be a real hit with the ladies.
Never had any complaints.
Casting Elena was a tough choice. My feeling is that the studio making this movie, Sony, would want to do what Fox managed to do with Jennifer Lawrence in the X-Men films. For those that don't know, Jennifer Lawrence first really got recognised in a movie called Winter's Bone. This led her to getting roles in X-Men First Class and eventually The Hunger Games. Lucky for Fox, Lawrence blew up due to The Hunger Games, which meant they had this star they were paying really cheap for the X-Men films. I think that is what Sony would want to do with the actress who will play Elena. Many names come to mind: Kate McKinnon, Yvonne Strahovski, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, etc. However, I landed with Imogen Poots. Imogen Poots has been hovering around for a while, doing all different types of movies. Action-style films like Need for Speed, heavy drama films like Knight of Cups for Terrence Malick, and lastly the romantic comedy Are We Officially Dating, which she starred along with Zac Efron. In that movie, I actually came out impressed with the chemistry between the two. She also has this no-shit attitude which can work for Elena.
I thought you were a hooker.
What?
A hooker.
Why?
There were hooker signs.
What's a hooker sign?
You had on hooker boots.
Lots of people have
There
them.
were tons of condoms.
Do you ever think they might be there because I'm not having a ton of sex?
No, I thought they were a hooker sign.
Poots is going to blow up at some stage, and I think Sony will want her in the movie.
Listen, either way, we have to head back to the harbor. Don't worry about it. We can argue about it later. It'll be great.
Wait. This time, I drive.
Okay.
An important part of the Uncharted franchise is the comedy. In the first game, however, Gabriel Roman was kind of one note. He just wasn't as entertaining as the rest of the game was. Which, don't get me wrong, that isn't the point of the story. In my mind, I see someone like Stanley Tucci being great fit for the feel of the series. I believe he would give it something a little extra to the role.
What does that matter? I'm adopted.
What? Oh my God! Who told you?
Guys, we were gonna do this at the right time.
Listen to me. Sometimes, even when a man and a woman love each other very much, like your mother and I used to, their insides just don't cooperate with each other.
As Navarro, a great casting would be Michael Mondo. For those who don't know who he is, he plays Nacho Vargo in Better Call Saul. It'll also be a nice nod to video game fans who might know him as Vaas from Far Cry 3.
What the definition of insanity is. Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
One more thing to account for is that Mondo could really sell events that happened in the third act of the first game. Lastly is Eddie Raja. This role would be minimised than what it is in the game. Getting a character actor would be necessary, but no one that would cost the studio a lot. My choice for this role would be John Leguizamo. He always pops up in movies in these small roles. Think Chef and Collateral Damage, etc. Leguizamo would also bring a little more ethnic diversity to the film, as well as sell the craziness. Lastly, we cannot forget the director. My pick for this film would be Drew Goddard. Sony has been trying to get him on a project for years. He was once tasked with the Daredevil Netflix series, before handing over the reins so he could go direct The Martian, in where he would also write the script. He left that project due to Sony asking him to write and direct a Sinister Six movie for Sony before their Amazing Spider-Man franchise went under. He also has the benefit of being a director that can do a touch-up of the script currently being written by Joe Carnahan. So there is my fan casting for Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Tell us your thoughts on what you think of my casting. Also tell us who you would cast. Try and be realistic. Thank you for watching and leave your ideas on what video game movies we should do next. This is Daniel for GamePlug, and be sure to check out our other videos.